they told me that. They told me Tyson said that. I said, yeah, he dipped his hands in gasoline and kerosene and we light it on fire.
Listen to what I'm saying, brother. You said that and you mixed it on things that you can make a point on. When we lay out a whole case.
Okay, so both of these guys are talking. You really can't make out because the sound is bad. Okay, in this interview, you know what I mean? It's bad. It's like kind of has this like pitch. I mean, it was better than the first interview with the other cat and the other cat, but you know, you got two guys talking, you can't really make out. So let's try to fast forward through this.
Nick, I understand why you're not willing to speak truth to power. If somebody's cutting that type of check to you, of course you're gonna hold your feet down and stand tall. You understand me? So I get it. I'm saying to you is, brother, listen, I know if you have been put in a situation that you've never been in a day in your life, they often you have brought something to the great white hope. That you know what that's worth? Well, you know now what is really worth.
Okay, now we're getting into another whole area, you know, that doesn't have anything to do with the evidence. And, you know, Pastor saying, well, and I think Tate Jones, the one thing he did say on that interview that I didn't cover, and I'm going to cover now, was the fact that they're trying to make Javan Sugar Hill look like he's the sellout because he's training Tyson Fury, or he trained Tyson Fury to beat up Deontay Wilder. See, that has nothing to do with Tyson Fury kicking his ass. It don't. Deontay Wilder's blackness has nothing to do with that. But when you bring that to the forefront and you make that something that other people are attracted to, okay, they're going to use that. Now, that could be used as nitpicky because it's like that's the race card shit. You want to say, oh, well, you know what? You're, like Tate Jones said, you're on the wrong side of history, brother. You know, that type of shit. When you hear too many brothers, you know, it's going to a certain way and a certain reason why they're saying that to you. You know, they're infiltrating like, okay, you black, and then you got, what you doing? Why are you, in fact, helping this guy? And then that ain't your guy, right? You're supposed to be helping Deontay Wilder. Well, at the beginning of this interview, Javan Sugar Hill said, well, Deontay Wilder didn't call me. Deontay Wilder didn't call anybody that really knew what he was doing because he already had Mark Breland. And he turned on him too. And if you want to talk about the race card, he fired the black man. Now, didn't he not? See, these type of things like that, you got to be consistent with how you view things. Because if your man that you're vouching for, Deontay Wilder, and you want to ride for him, and he's this civil rights movement guy, he's that example of that. Well, you got to look at his actions. Nobody ain't said shit about JD's being responsible for doing nothing. And he was responsible for looking at them hand wraps of Javan Sugar Hill, which I don't think he did anything because JD's don't think he did anything. And then here's the thing. Where the fuck is JD's anyhow? That's a whole nother video. But when you're looking at this particular guy, you have to understand, you guys, they're trying to accuse Javan Sugar Hill of I guess taking bribe money to cheat for Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. This is what's happening, and they're trying to, you know, oh, you on the wrong side of history and this, that, and the other. It's bad. You know, now you're pulling the race card for that, and now this black man was bribed to cheat on this other black man. That's basically what they're saying. Let's go forward.
That type of victory, folks. At the behest, this brother could have died in that ring. I need to think about that. Deontay Wilder died in that ring, man.
See that? Now listen to Javan. When he start talking some truth, like something I just said, this is what he gets.
Black and white, like it's a great white hope, and I'm bringing something to him and stuff like that. that should be totally irrelevant. These are two men boxing. Two men.
I wasn't going there, but you keep nitpicking it. And
wow. I went there, but I say I wasn't going there. Again, this happened at the beginning of the interview. Oh, yeah, the kerosene. Wait. Why are you bringing up kerosene? You brought up kerosene, brother. You brought that up. You mentioned that. Javan Sugar Hill just reiterated what you said, and you got mad and called him nitpicky. Now you bring up the race card and bring race into it. Now he's saying, well, what does it have to do with race? Now you turn around and say, oh, no, brother. No, why are you bringing it in? I didn't bring in race. You did. You said great white hope. That brings white. You're bringing race into it. Counterpunch. But anyway, I know this is going to be 2 volumes because I don't expect people to, this is a long interview. So I will cut it into 2 parts. But anyway, let's move forward. Let's see what Javan rebuttals with.
You don't want to. I'm trying to lay out something here for you. I'm trying to lay out something. I apologize for the statements I made, and I don't want to forget
off what you said.
I apologize for that
You may be commenting off what I'm saying.
Okay. What I'm saying to you is, Deontay Wilder is the world, me, and folks like me. So when we see this brother is being did wrong, listen, think about this. Think about coming out on Black History. Think about the way he stepped into it and walked through that ring. Think about the song that was, it may not seem nothing to certain people, but it meant the world to us. It sent the message to us and the other people who looked at it in different ways. So, talk about demonic this and demonic that. But we're talking about Black pride. We're talking about people have been messed over and fucked over for 400 and something years. But here's a man from Alabama that's willing to put his own career on the line. Ain't no endorsements coming for him. None of that. He don't care nothing about that. This man is standing up and will push back against anyone for the rights of his people, to have a voice for his people. He has a platform that he's proud to stand on and say, yes, I'm Black. Proud of it. And guess what? When little kids look up at their young brother, you know what? I see hope in a man that looks just like me. When they said the same thing about Obama. And whether we got angst about Obama or not.
Well, what he's doing, which nothing wrong with that. Okay. There's nothing wrong with, how he was, how people look at him. That is a group of people, like he said, that looks just like us. Right. Well, you're talking about a man, right? Let me give you this. You're talking about a man that says, well, hey, they like Anthony Joshua over me because he's light-skinned. So obviously it's not really a black thing if a guy looks at his own people and finds division. Okay? There's been people that came on my channel and said, I don't like Deontay Wilder because he's light-skinned. That's true. People have came on my channel and told me, like, what the fuck does that got to do with anything? The motherfucker can't fight. He throw 1-2 punches at a time. He has a heavy right hand. He was marketed and billed as this badass dude. Each time he stepped up, he ran into it. He whooped a couple guys. Ortiz and Dominic Brazil. Like I said, a couple guys. He didn't beat nobody fucking else worth a shit. That's the real grit of it. It don't have anything to do with him being dark-skinned or not. Okay? But Deontay Wilder himself has said they don't like me in the UK because I'm dark-skinned. He said that. So he believes that shit. So him, pastor, saying this, talking about someone that looks just like me, you're talking about a person that you're praising that really don't give a shit about that finds division in his own people. I'm from the South too. Deontay's from the South, right? We're the same race of people. You know what I mean? But if he finds division and he looks at me unlike him, we got a fucking problem now, don't we? So you can't say it's about Black pride and then turn around and find division in it. Okay, you have to look at who you want to put on the pedestal. You can still look at him like that, how you did him wrong. How did he do him wrong? By beating his ass? Come on, man. Look, we have to make this shit make sense. People need to stop being so sensitive and start really waking up and understanding like, hey, yo, you need to man the fuck up, get a fight, train for that fight, kick some ass, knock somebody out, prove you over this shit. Because like we have these interviews, and these interviews are interviews of stagnant tendencies. Okay, when I mean stagnant, that means as long as these channels keep talking about Deontay Wilder and how he did wrong, or these cheating. Oh, you call Tyson Fury a cheater, but then yet you want to fight Tyson Fury on top of yet you want him back in the ring, but on top of yet you ain't put him to court for that. That you would have done that shit first. This man cheated me. Fuck taking him in the ring. I want to take him to court. I feel he cheated me and I got the evidence to prove it. I think that would be more prominent than getting him back into the ring, because obviously you still got the same silly son of a bitch that was looking at him and observing him before. What makes you think it's going to be that any different this time? Why? So he beat your ass again? Why? So you can say the same dumb shit? Oh no, he cheated me this time too. I know he did. Well, who did you have back there? JD's. Look, you can't make it up, and it sounds silly as shit. It sounds silly as shit when you look at it. And in this particular interview, the guy went left a couple times. He didn't like the way that Javan was asking him questions about what he said. So he's kind of off a little bit, I feel. I know he's passionate about Deontay Wilder, but that's what causes people to, when you're fanatics about people or fighters themselves, you will pretty much go along with anything that you hear that soothes or satisfies your mind of what went wrong with that fighter, especially when you don't accept that fighter's just human, just like you, makes mistakes just like you. You know what I mean? And can be beaten the fuck up just like you. That's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think about this second part of this interview. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.